We wish to acknowledge the traditional custodians of the land we are recording on in Perth, Western Australia.
The Whadjuk people of the Noongar Nation.
We wish to acknowledge their continuing culture.
And pay our respects to elders past, present and emerging. G'day and welcome to episode 2. What?
G'day.
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 What?
I just loved how Australian that was. It was great.
Oh. Anyway, as I was saying, welcome to episode 220 of Diz Down Under. You're joining us for our unofficial view of Disney from Australia. Very sunny today. Got 2 very tired dogs because we went for a walk this morning. Hopefully my sister has a very tired child after the excitement of seeing her auntie.
Yeah, very true.
We ran into them, which is weird because she lives on the other side of Perth from us.
That's she lives near a lake,
and she came down to visit the river.
Yeah, that's right.
So that was good.
I was thinking maybe your intro should be, because mine is, g'day and welcome to Diz Down Under. Yours should be like, choice bro, and welcome to Diz Down Under.
It's not how I speak.
I know you don't speak like that.
And also, I've been here since I was just like a tween. So,
Because that's a difference between...
My heart might be in New Zealand, but my accent's clearly in Australia, and I swear like an Australian.
You do. It's very hard to
Not
stop
on this
you.
show, though.
No, quite right.
Swearing is bad, kids.
Yeah, it's clean. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't swear.
I'll tell a little story. So, we're interviewing for a vacancy that we had in my workplace, and myself and my boss were interviewing, and we do a thing now where we drop a swear word in the interview just to see how people are. Well, because some people are really offended by swearing.
Right.
And that's fine, but we're a swearsy workplace. And it's not excessive, but if something happens, that there's some choice words that can be said at times. Sometimes in excitement, sometimes in frustration or anger. Never directed at people in the workplace. It's, directed to external influences. Anyway, so we like to do that. And it's just amazing watching the response from people when we do it. And anyway, good times. But yes, I do. Potty mouth outside of the show. I don't know how I control it in the show either.
No, you do very well.
I have my radio brain switch, apparently.
We were talking about doing the other day, because Kat and I do the show Diz Down Under, and Rachel, Cecilia and myself do Unscripted the Film Show, and then combined, like the
Unscripted Down Under.
like the Voltron of podcasts, we do Tangent City.
Yeah.
But the thing is that sometimes, because Unscripted the Film Show is a live show that goes live to air, we sometimes can't all make it into the studio, like happened the other week. And so it'd be good to have a backup kind of show to go there. And Cecilia suggested that we should do a couple of Tangent City episodes that we could rebrand as Unscripted Film Show.
Oh, yeah.
And have
as
them
fallbacks.
as backups. But that would mean that they can't be sweary shows. So,
and we can't talk about rude stuff.
No, and we've got to stick to the time frame. So as well. So yeah, we might have to look at that for the shows we're going to do this weekend.
Yeah, no spoilers.
But speaking of Tangent City, Kat and I last week did a show which was a spoiler cast of WandaVision.
Yes.
And so if you're interested in like our thoughts and feelings and basically
emotions
and an episode by episode breakdown, then you can listen to last week's Tangent City to find out more details.
Yeah. So that's live at the moment. I think it was episode 60, if I'm correct. Of Tangent City. But if you want to check it out, you can go to thegentlemanofpopculture.com and you can take a look at Listen to Tangent City, and that'll lead you down that garden path, or just, jump onto your podcast app. That'll do the same trick.
Yes, exactly. But yeah, so it was good fun talking about WandaVision last week, and
it was.
It's even more exciting the fact that the next Marvel TV show, Falcon and Winter Soldier, has dropped.
It has, and I was pondering this the other day, because I think that we've been so lucky over the last few years to have as many superhero movies as we've had, because they've been amazing. They've been great epics to watch, and watching the storyline unfold across the MCU as well has been great. But a friend of ours, Travis Johnson, put onto his Facebook the other day, I think it was it might have been a memory post, and it was something along the lines of, it's great having all these Marvel and, superhero movies, but it'd be really great to not just have superhero movies at the moment. And I was pondering that, and maybe at the time that was right. But I was actually thinking how lucky we are to now be moving into a Marvel Cinematic Universe that also includes TV shows, where you can really take a deep dive into some of these characters and get to know some of those lesser characters more. So, we had that obviously with WandaVision, and we talked about that ad nauseum on Tangent City, but I'm really excited to get stuck into this next show.
So are you saying that Travis Johnson is the monkey paw that caused the situation we're currently in?
I don't want to be accusing people of things, but, he put it out there in the universe.
True, Travis.
And look,
shame.
I think these shows were, sorry, I'm struggling with my words. These shows they were already planned pre-COVID, but part of my thought pattern was that it was just good timing when it came down to it, because you didn't have to have people going out to the cinemas to enjoy this and to recoup. They were always planning to do this so that we could watch them and stream them on Disney Plus.
Yeah, but just a slight tangent. I actually went to...
No, sorry, wrong show, mate.
Yeah, I actually went to the cinema this morning to watch the new Tom and Jerry animated movie, and I was so happy with that. It was really good. With
it being Tom and Jerry, or with it going to the cinema?
Well, with it being in a cinema, and it was... I think that's the first time I've been in a cinema in a year where it's been like a kids movie.
Oh.
Yeah. So I was...
Yeah, because Raya, we didn't go and see that as a screener. Yeah.
So it was good. Yeah. Thanks to Tegan from Universal, because she's also doing the Warner movies now as well. I got there. I didn't get there was an activity book. I was a bit annoyed I didn't get the activity book, but I let it slide. But I got a biscuit, and I've brought the biscuit home as well.
A biscuit.
Yeah, a biscuit.
I did see that. I would like to voice a small protest. Your unscripted colleague did put a picture, and her child had two kinds of biscuits. Well, there was is this the bit where you tell me that you ate one?
No, there was two people there, hence they got two biscuits. I was one person, I got one biscuit. So,
okay.
Yeah. And so, I got that, and then went in and watched the film. But it was really good because it was Tom and Jerry. The animation was the animation that we know and love from the past. So I think it was 3D animation, but looked like 2D animation, but in a real world setting. And so it was just, it worked really well, and it had, the Tom and Jerry cartoons back in the day were a bit like, they hate each other and they fight and stuff like that. This one had a bit more emotional depth, and it was set in New York, and it was just really, really good. So if you haven't seen Tom and Jerry yet, it comes out April 1st in Australia. I believe it is out in other parts of the world. Definitely check that out. So that was really good to see that in the cinema. But getting back to Falcon and Winter Soldier.
Yeah. That was a very strange circle that we just took there, but back at the right point. Yeah. Thank you.
But Falcon and Winter Soldier, the thing I loved most about the first episode, and again, we're not going to do like spoilers in this or anything like that, but the thing I love about this show, even though there are some big action set pieces in it, it is largely a grounded show, and it's dealing with Sam and Bucky, their lives post Endgame and how they deal with things. And there's like one really interesting aspect of it in regards to superhero finances that I found really interesting. So, but yeah, again, once we get to the end of the series and we can do another Tangent City talking about everything, we'll dig deeper into that sort of thing. But I think, the characters are great in this show. You do see the return of a villain briefly. I don't know if he's going to turn up more in the future episodes, but the very first episode is very much a setup to say, okay, Endgame's happened. Here's where these guys are at now.
Yeah.
And there's 6 episodes, so they're kind of, pacing the story a lot more character focused.
It felt well paced, like they weren't jumping straight into it, but it didn't feel like they were holding back too much as well.
So it's going to be it's interesting because they're introducing one of the one of the villains in it being the Flag Smashers. But it's certainly got a lot more to go. And then it's interesting because the start of the TV show, Sam's questioning Cap's decision to give him the shield. And then at the end of the episode, it's something I was anticipating.
Stop it. Just stop it.
What?
Just stop it.
What?
No, stop it.
But yeah, anyway, so it is a very good episode, and I wish they'd dropped 2 like they did with WandaVision, but I can understand with only 6 episodes why they didn't.
Yeah, exactly. If they'd had more episodes, maybe they would have considered it, but also they didn't need to. I was highly disappointed to have a conversation with a colleague the other day. We've got a TV in one of our bigger meeting rooms, and I was setting something up, or I was dropping something in there. I don't know what I was doing. And there was a joke being made about, the TV wasn't working properly. So I went in there and fixed that up. And as I was leaving, my colleague was saying something along the lines of, we could put Disney Plus on there. I'm like, yeah, we could sit down and watch WandaVision. He's like, yeah, I couldn't get into that. Watched half of the first episode and just couldn't get into it. I'm like, who are you? What? This is an outrage. So yeah, I was pretty disappointed there. But I think you do need to give it the time to sit down and just go on that journey. Expectations. Did
you point out to them that it does go away from the sitcom trope eventually? It's
No, I'm not going to. No. Like, if they're not going to give it the time, I'm not going to sit there and give them encouraging words of encouragement. I was going to sit there and say, who are you? Yeah, why are you in the same vicinity as me?
My friend Lee was questioning it after the first 2 episodes. I said, dude, give
it... Oh, really? I thought he would have been just jump on and enjoy the ride kind of person.
No, he was like, I'm not sure about this because I think everyone was anticipating the Marvel Cinematic Universe to be exactly the same as what they'd known from those 20 plus movies.
Okay.
But because it was something different, they were kind of like, this is not meeting with my expectations. And so, but I think, once you hit that, 3rd episode of WandaVision, then all is good. And, if you're the person looking for the more classic MCU, then that's when that starts to kind of unfold.
True. That is very true.
So
but Falcon and the Winter Soldier, big thumbs up.
Oh, definitely.
I was talking about it today. I went to go and get some glasses today because, when you're nearly 40, that's what happens. No, I've been wearing them for years. But I said to the guy that was there, I said, have you watched this? And he's just like, I haven't had a chance yet. Is it worth it? I'm like, hells yeah. And so we're talking about WandaVision.
He's the Star Wars guy, yeah?
No. No, he didn't serve me today. So we've been going to this glasses place for probably as long as we've been together, maybe a little bit shorter, but not much shorter. And so, nearly 2 decades of going to this one place. So there's one particular guy who he's into Star Wars. So he was there. He asked after you.
Right.
So yes, I forgot to pass that on. So thanks for reminding me. No, this is another dude that I hadn't seen before there. So he is into some good TV. We compared some notes.
Excellent.
Yeah. He hadn't watched Snowpiercer yet.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Snowpiercer is very good. If you've got Netflix, check it out.
Not a Netflix show.
Snowpiercer is.
No, this is not a Netflix show.
I know this isn't a Netflix show.
This is a Disney show.
I know, but people might be on Disney Plus going, where's Snowpiercer? Kat mentioned it. So I thought I'd better tell them that I could find it.
Clarification. I like your style.
Exactly.
So yeah, no, I really appreciate what they're doing there with the old Marvel TV shows.
This first episode makes me very excited for the last episode.
Wishing your life away, kid.
No, I've got a.
You got a theory?
I've got a picture in my mind
It's
of what
a demon?
the last scene of the last
Dancing
episode is
demon.
going to be.
Well, something isn't right there.
Yeah, so I've got a picture in my mind of what the last scene of the last episode is going to be. So, yeah, it's going to be good. It's going to be good.
What time is it? Oh, no, it's definitely, sorry. No, because I was like going, is it still the 19th of March in America? But I think it's probably crossed the threshold where most of America is crossed into the 20th. Because on the 19th of March, our yesterday, America's almost yesterday. I don't know why I'm saying that. Disney Parks blog, they shared a little bit more about the Jungle Cruise and some of the backstory that they're going to be introducing.
Ooh.
So they said that they were going to be building on the original story. And it seems that one of the key factors in this build is going to be the character of Alberta Falls. So I think that they've started doing some things like releasing like an interview in a ye olde I don't know, newspaper kind of thing.
The Daily Guinness?
Well, yeah, I was going to say, what do you think that is?
Is it GNUS?
Well, is it GNUS or is it CNUS?
I think it's a G, but yeah, GNUS, yeah. GNUS. The Daily GNUS.
Oh, because isn't a GNU like one of those animals that's under the headline?
Maybe, I don't know.
Is a GNU a kind of like a wildebeesty kind of thing?
I'm just going to Google
GNU.
Yeah.
Are you?
Yeah.
Well, while you do that, yeah. So it's kind of cute that they've done this whole like little article thing with like, can you tell us a little bit about you and what led you to have a passion for these excursions? And I just think it's kind of cool. But I was actually having a look at the image that they've used for Alberta Falls, and she reminds me a lot of the girl from, can you remember Anger Management, that TV show with Charlie Sheen?
Yeah, I remember that.
I always get the Sheens wrong, so I have to be careful when I say their names. But in Anger Management, there was that girl, I think she's Indian.
Yeah, it's a wildebeest.
American?
Yeah.
GNU?
Yeah.
Yeah. See, there you go. I'm cleverer than you thought. No, was it called Anger Management?
Yeah. The girl, was she slightly Indian girl?
Yeah, she was, I think, Indian American or something like that. But she kind of like, so the Alberta Falls image that they've used kind of reminds me of her.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah. What was her name? Was it Satine, the character?
I don't know. It doesn't matter.
Oh, so long ago. I don't know. But yeah, so good times.
So what when you're saying like the story, what?
Maybe Lacey. Lacey might have been her name.
Yeah. What things?
Oh, her parents are from India.
Cool. What things are they doing, like in the Jungle Cruise then?
What do you mean?
So
Are you asking me more questions?
Yeah.
I think that they've got some new scenes.
Fair enough.
Do you think they've got some new scenes?
Well, it'll be interesting because the old Jungle Cruise was kind of like a mishmash of random elements.
Yeah, I think they're going to interconnect them a little bit more. So I think that it will make it less random, because that was the thing. It was like, it was something where they'd put these cool little scenes together, which was neat, but they were only really tied together by having your skipper with you.
Yeah.
And that was the only thing that tied them together. But so by having a stronger storyline and by having scenes that are actually interconnected, I think that that's going to make it a better experience overall. But you're going not to say that it was ever a bad experience.
No. But you're going down different rivers in different parts of the world. Mm-hmm. So I'm hoping with this this new kind of new expansion that they add the Canning River into Jungle Cruise.
Or would you have like a bull shark come out and get you, or a pelican?
Well, the Canning River is just like 200 meters down the road from us here.
Yeah.
And like you could drive past there, and there's like a miniature train like it could go past. And then you could, as I said, have pelicans and dolphins and bull sharks. It's a very active part of the river.
It is. Swans,
black swans,
black
no less.
swans. Yeah. Bit unusual.
Yeah, don't know how many other parts of the world get the black swans. Those weird.
None, Lewis. That's the whole point.
So no other parts of the world get black swans.
Well, just Australia.
Wow, it's impressive.
I'm pretty sure it's just Australia.
Yeah.
Maybe New Zealand. I'm not sure.
Well, hopefully they haven't like done that silly thing where they take them to other parts of the world and introduce them. Don't introduce animals anywhere. Don't be doing that. It's silly. We should learn from our ancestors and realize it's a bad move. So, although they are reintroducing Tasmanian devils back into the mainland. But
they were originally from the mainland.
They were originally from the mainland. And they're hoping that by introducing them back into where they were, they might wipe out some of the
like Foxy Loxies and stuff.
Introduced predatory animals. So, yeah. Chris Hemsworth was there.
Tenuous link at best.
Thank you. Yeah, because Tasmanian Devil's more Warner Brothers, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah. The comic version, which is nothing like the actual marsupial. Is it a marsupial? Stop. Is it a marsupial?
He is a marsupial, yes.
Yeah, I wasn't sure.
Yeah.
Well, because they don't have... Do they have pouches?
Pretty sure they do.
Look it up. I think you're wrong.
And they've like bright red mouths.
The bright red mouths?
They do, yes.
Because that's what they had in the cartoon?
No, they actually literally have bright red mouths.
That's such a random detail that you added in there. It's like with platypuses. It's just like, oh, that's so cute, until you work out they've got a poison spine.
Yeah, but that's... you've got to have some sort of defense mechanism when you're that damn cute.
Pew, pew. Poison spines come spiking out at you. I'm not sure how they work, but anyway.
The Tasmanian devil is a carnivorous marsupial.
Wow.
Yeah.
Thank you for sharing.
Yeah.
But marsupials have to have pouches, right?
Yeah.
We've really gone weird with this show, haven't we?
Female marsupials, animals have pouches in which they carry their young.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's a Tasmanian devil is a marsupial that carries its young in a pouch.
Okay, I wasn't sure. I was probably thinking more Tasmanian tiger, which are extinct.
See, marsupials.
That's a bit weird.
Fashion designers.
Thylacine, isn't that? Oh, no, it's a DC character.
Yeah. See, fashion designers, you need to learn something from the marsupials because they're born with pockets. So, you know, and all of the women, like animals, have pockets. And so your evolution was telling you women need pockets. So,
and look, some fashion houses have realised that. Disney dresses being one. Disney dress shops got it like really down pat. You've got these perfect little pockets that make me so happy. But yeah, so I think that is going to make the Jungle Cruise interesting. Do you know how long it's going to take them to integrate all of this new stuff?
It'll be a while. It's going to be a while.
Well, like a while, like 2 years?
It'll be
a year.
It'll be years. Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I don't have that much time to wait. Oh, wait, I do.
Yeah. There's so much to look forward to. So, there's stuff we haven't seen yet. So for us, it's going to be fine. Yeah, we can wait.
Yeah. Are they going to be doing them all, or is it just going to be the American parks?
No, just the American parks at this point in time.
Because I did quite enjoy some of the different stuff that they did in Hong Kong.
Yeah, well, that's...
Their fire.
Hong Kong's kind of got that catastrophe canyon kind of feel to it at the end of it.
Yeah.
And I think that's the thing is like when you've been on like the different jungle cruises in different parts of the world and seen how they do it, one part of the world doesn't actually have a jungle cruise at all.
France?
France doesn't. Shanghai doesn't either, does it?
No.
Yeah. So two parks don't have it.
Does Japan?
Japan does, yeah.
I can't remember going on it. Oh, yes, I can. Yeah, they've got the mist.
Yeah. We went on it a couple of times. Yeah.
Well, it's just like, hard to pin down the specific like version in your mind.
Well, Tokyo Disney is very much a traditional Disney park, except for the expansion bits they've done. So you've got your Haunted Mansion, your Jungle Cruise, Space Mountain, although with no sound. Stupid.
Why? I still don't understand that.
Yeah.
So, welcome to Space Mountain. Enjoy your...
Well, maybe it's because in space there is no sound.
I know, and this is what you keep on saying, but I'm just not buying it.
I know. It's still much more fun.
I just need some, especially because... We generally, when we're up in that region, we'll go to Hong Kong, and it is just like a million times more enjoyable going to their version, which is almost what it does permanently have
pretty much Hyperspace Mountain.
Mountain overlay. So it's no longer an overlay; it is, which is so cool.
That's right.
It's the best way to ride it.
And it's just like when you're up there, you just hear it's a trap, and you go, oh, it's on.
You're so happy. Speaking of things that aren't traps, I'm not sure that we did. I think, their mouths are really red.
Yeah.
Okay, thanks for the picture. Lewis just showed me a picture of a Tasmanian devil. Its mouth is really red and scary.
I don't know if he's being aggressive or he's just yawning.
I reckon he's probably yawning.
It's kind of like, I notice how it's got the white patch across its chest.
Yeah.
So we could have called...
Kind of like Robin.
Yeah, we could have called Robin Taz.
Yeah.
Too late now.
I think that ship sailed well, truly. Do you know, I think the funny thing is that Robin, when we originally got her, the breeder had named her tentatively Tink. And we're just like, oh, none of that. Yeah. I'm not having a cutesy little dog called Tinkerbell. None of that.
Nah, didn't one of your friends have not friends, but the original person who had a Chihuahua, wasn't that one named Tink?
Yeah, it was one of my colleagues' kids had a Chihuahua called Tink.
Yeah.
And it's just like, it just seems like, I'm sure there's like 50,000 little Chihuahuas out there that are really cute called Tink or Tinkerbell. And I'm sure there's like heaps called Bella as well. It's like, ugh.
But we called Robin because she's got a bird emblem on her chest. And
so she looks like Nightwing.
Yeah, we actually should have just called her Nightwing, really.
Yeah, I know, but we decided that like you're sitting there trying to be like angry at a dog and just going, Nightwing, don't do that.
Yeah, true.
None of that.
Nah, well, Robin works as well.
What I was trying to get to is that I think last episode we might have mentioned that it was looking good for Anaheim to be reopening, but I think they've got a date now, you were saying.
Yeah, 30th of April.
So we can go for my birthday.
Well, no, because we can't travel anywhere.
Dope.
But yeah, it's going to be interesting to see because obviously all the annual pass holder passes have been cancelled, so people are going to have to pay to go to the park. But only 15% of capacity can go in there. And that's like 15%.
How are they going to do that? Because, LA is big, so you wouldn't want to be traveling all the way there to not get in the park.
Well, no, people are going to have their tickets beforehand.
Are they going to pre-book?
Yeah. People are going to have their tickets beforehand, and they'll, it's going to be interesting because I don't know how many people that is, because it's going to be 50% of capacity, but that capacity is dictated by how many rides are opened.
Ah, I see.
So, but it's interesting because before they're doing that paid go to Disney, eat snacks, take photographs kind of paid for thing. And so that I think finishes like mid-April, and then this is the end of April where they officially reopen the parks. But hopefully if the infection rates and stuff keep going down, then they'll be able to quickly go from 15% to 25%. And I think that's the point where they can actually start making money.
Right.
So, but they need the 15% to just like get things open and get the staff back and train people up and do all that kind of thing. So
yeah, train people up because their staff are all gone.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. Like if they get the staff back that were there before, or if
because how would you feel like if a company, especially if you're a long-term employee, if you'd been laid off?
Well, I mean, it just comes down to how you feel. Is basically is your question is exactly it. Is like do you feel like you were treated well by the company, or do you feel that you've got bitterness towards them? I mean, it's completely your choice to go back or to stay away. So, it'll be interesting if they're starting from scratch, or if some of the old cast members will come back again.
Yeah.
But where it does bring into question, just say we lived in California and we could get into the park, in that opening day or that opening week.
Mm-hmm.
What is the first thing you would want to do back in Disneyland or California Adventure?
Sorry, dead air. No, because it's a big question. I don't know, just like doing something simple, just like walking down Main Street. I think that would be pretty spectacular. I mean, my first instinct was actually like just stand in awe of the castle, but it's not really an awe-inspiring castle.
It's not Disney.
I'm sorry, Disney goers, but it's not.
No.
Not compared to like going to Shanghai or some of those where there's a huge castle to admire. It's a titchy wee thing.
It is.
But yeah, I just think just walking down Main Street on its own, I think that'd probably make anyone shed a tear.
I think that I don't even think I'd do rides and stuff like that. I'd walk the park and just walk around and just look at stuff and
maybe do a couple of attractions.
Yeah, what would be
just
the first
get the adrenaline going?
What would be the first attraction you'd do?
Guardians of the Galaxy, duh.
So
what else is going to spark such joy? You've got good music. A really good attraction in terms of the ride experience, the theming.
Yeah, true.
What else could you want? Even the ride queue's enjoyable.
I was when I went to the movie today, and Rachel was there, my co-host from Unscripted. She was concerned because she's got this thing where she hates movies where it's animals that talk, and it made me question. And I have to ask her this question tomorrow when we record Tangent City. If she hates animals that talks, how does she go with Rocket Raccoon?
Who knows?
See?
It's a question that you'll need to ask her. I think it's a very selective distaste.
Yeah. I don't understand it. Animals are...
Because she'll go, it's Bradley Cooper. I love Bradley Cooper.
The animals are cute as a nut.
Apparently she's Jennifer Strawball.
Yeah. Animals are cute as a nut. Best thing in the world. And talking animals, even better. Like, who doesn't want to know what an animal is?
Yeah, like Squirrel Girl.
Yeah.
That's going to be amazing.
Well, Squirrel Girl is actually a girl who also happens to be part squirrel, but she does have
still a talking animal.
She does have a pet squirrel called Tippy Toe, so maybe
And does Tippy Toe talk?
Talks to her.
Not a talking animal. I think she's hearing things.
But one thing about...
Is she part squirrel? Probably not.
One of the things I love about Tom and Jerry, though, is they still don't talk.
Oh, good.
Which is good. I'm glad,
so that's probably how she got over that hump.
Yeah, and I'm glad that the other animals in the show did talk. They just didn't talk. And I just love the fact that we're not talking. Why are we going to talk? And they were credited as Thomas something cat and Theodore something mouse.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, and there is a Disney reference in it. At the very first part of the film, there's a rat showing Jerry around for real estate. Mm-hmm. And he's going, "You will love it. It's truly a house of mouse." Am I allowed to say that?
Cute.
Yeah.
Yep. Well done.
And there was
Sorry. If you want to review that movie, skip on over to Unscripted. I'm sure that everyone wants to hear it over there.
Fair enough then. Fine.
Is it though?
I'm just excited. It was really good.
I'm also so while Australians are sitting around and not able to leave the country, I'm seeing a lot of chatter on quite a few of the different pages that are set up for Disney-themed chatter. And a lot of people are talking about the hotel experiences, and there's a lot of talk about, what hotels have you stayed. People are sort of in that sort of pre-planning kind of feel. And so it's been interesting watching some of the chatter on where people have stayed and stuff in the past. So yeah, it's I don't know. I'm fascinated by the how people are keeping the Disney travel experience alive in their lives. And it was a couple of different boards that and very separate boards that had this discussion. So I thought that was quite interesting.
Yeah, no, that's true. And it was Claire posted, friend of the show, Claire, posted a thing about staying on site off site as well.
No, sorry, and there was that one as well. Yeah, so that's at least 3 just this weekend that I've seen. But yeah, that was an interesting point because I think that's going to be one of our considerations is if the benefits aren't there, would we still stay on site?
Well, I think I've said it before, like I would do a split stay and stay on site at one of the value resorts like Pop Century and then do off-site and then do stuff outside of Disney.
Yeah.
So
consideration for Walt Disney World.
Yeah.
I think for Disneyland, I'd probably still stay on site.
Yeah.
Although there's that place that Michelle stayed at that was really close nearby.
Yeah, I mean,
like within walking distance.
There's lots of good accommodation around there. That would be a lot cheaper that you could do.
And then we can afford to do Napa Rose Chef's Counter again.
Yeah. I mean, that's the thing is like when you're staying on site, you're just you're using a lot of money for the convenience of it. But yeah, if there was somewhere else that was if
we had to walk like an extra 5 minutes each way, it's not going to cost us that much in time.
Or grab some sort of cab or ride share or something like that. And
what about Tokyo?
Tokyo, I think Tokyo. There is the Disney hotels, but then there's the non-Disney hotels,
like the partner hotels, like the Hilton and stuff like that.
Yeah, but I think I'd still stay in Disney hotels there because just for the experience of it. Like the next time we stay there, if we could stay in that the hotel that's a part of Disney Sea, which the name is escaping me.
No, it's not Portofino.
No.
It's
something Italian or something like that.
Yeah, that's why I thought it was Portofino.
But yeah, that hotel where it's actually part of Disney Sea, I'd like to stay there. I think that would be good.
Yeah, especially if you could get like a room that looked out over the gondolas and the little canal system that they Miracosta.
Miracosta, yeah. So yeah, I'd like to stay at that one or back at the Disneyland Hotel again that we stayed at before.
There was something really special about that room. Like I don't know whether we'll ever have that experience again in terms of having that turret room. But that was incredibly special. Being able to come home and have a shower after walking around in the parks all day, and then just curling up on the couch with our Disney pajamas. How cool was that? Yeah. But just such a different experience for us.
And being so close to the entry gates of Disney, you could hear
open up the windows and have the pipe music just coming through.
The music. It was that was phenomenal.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was pretty special.
I suppose you get something similar to that in Disneyland Paris if you're staying at the Disneyland Hotel.
Yeah, and that's what I was going to say. Like, where would you next stay when you go to Paris?
Well, I think probably if Art of Marvel is open, then definitely Art of Marvel. But
you wouldn't consider doing a split stay and maybe doing the Disneyland Hotel there?
Well, I think if we did Disneyland Hotel, I reckon do it for like 2 or 3 nights tops.
Yeah.
And do it in the club room to get that golden ticket, which was like a thing where you get all the fast passes and stuff.
If they still do it. Yeah.
And just do that and just hit the parks ridiculously and just do all the rides. But I mean, the thing is though, with Disneyland Paris, you don't need to stay there for too long. So maybe 2.
No, that's what I was thinking. Maybe 2 and 2.
2 and 2 and something like that. Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, Ghost, are you joining the broadcast, are you? So, yeah, I was just kind of curious as to what you do there. And Shanghai was the other one I was interested in for you.
Well, I mean...
Because, we've only ever stayed in the Shanghai Disneyland Hotel, which has been amazing.
Yeah, because you got the choice between the Shanghai Disneyland Hotel or the Toy Story Hotel, both of which look good. I think it's not so much a hotel that I would change with Shanghai. Maybe time of year and go more in the warmer weather just to see what that's like.
That'd be an interesting change.
And then maybe the pool might be open.
Yeah, we always get stuffed with that one, don't we? And I think last but not least, Hong Kong. Because last time we stayed at the Explorers Club and I really enjoyed that. It was still close enough that we could walk to the parks and still had a beautiful view. Didn't have the balcony though.
Yeah.
And we didn't stay club level, which was the first time that we hadn't done that at Hong Kong. What were your thoughts there?
Well, I'm happy to go between the two because the other one is the what's the other
Hollywood?
The Hollywood Hotel, yeah. I don't really have any desire to stay at that one. But the between Explorers Club and the Disneyland Hotel, I'd be happy to go between those two again.
Yeah, so maybe do a split stay. Although again, like you really only need maximum 3 park days.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
So
and we know Hong Kong's probably one of those ones where we'll go back to more regularly.
Hopefully.
Because it tends to be a stop between Japan or China. So, yeah.
Yes, interesting stuff. It's I'm just kind of curious because, like I said, there's quite a few of the Facebook pages had been having that discussion about where people stay and stay off site versus on site, and I think we've been pretty rusted onto this whole staying on site thing. So I was curious as to what your thoughts were.
Well, I'm still with Orlando. I'm still of a mind that it would be good to try some of these off-site places because some of these places are cheap comparatively to, particularly if you're going with more people. Like if we could wrangle in a few people to go and do a holiday with, you could get one of these places with like quite a few rooms, and it can be quite cheap to do it that way. So yeah, just one of those things to consider.
Yeah, it is. It is. You've also got to consider as well then, if you've got to have your own transport, what the time cost is there.
Yeah.
Because we've had that experience where the traffic's been heavy coming into the parks. And that's not nice.
That is true.
And when you kind of just want to get your day started, it sort of makes the rope dropping just that little bit more challenging.
True.
Anyway, that's for the future.
Exactly, yes.
Have you got anything else?
No. Oh, actually, no, there was one thing, article I just read.
Oh.
And I don't know, like, how you would enforce this, but it was saying that because of COVID, the California theme parks are looking at instituting a no screaming ban on roller coasters and other thrill rides. And
most of my screaming is, in fact, I'd say 100% of my screaming is involuntary.
Yeah, so that's the thing that I find interesting because they've apparently tried to institute it in some parks in Japan.
Yeah.
And like some stickers with like screaming mouths and stuff like that.
With like a big cross across it.
No, to put onto their face masks. So instead of like screaming outward, you're kind of like showing that you're screaming. But
it's not how it works. It's an involuntary response.
Yeah, so I don't really...
It's like shaking pepper under someone's nose. They're going to sneeze, man.
Yeah, so I don't think it's something that's physically possible to do. But just thought I'd mention it. That was something that I saw was out there. So, yeah.
Well, there's some food for thought.
It doesn't work. It's like you're going to scream.
Yeah.
What you need to do is put like
someone jumping out at you from around the corner. You're going to have a reaction. You're either going to jump a little bit or you're going to go, ah.
But I don't understand why you need to ban screaming if everyone was wearing a mask. Because scream all you want and your vapors are going to stay inside your mask. So,
well, most of them.
Yeah. But I mean, if a person behind you is wearing a mask, it's kind of like, it's
going to prevent the likelihood of transmission, but it's not 100%
exactly
proof.
But if you are going to any theme parks and you are prone to screaming, don't
people. They don't want no screaming. No. You have to do some unscreaming training.
We want silent.
Lewis is going to I don't know what we're going to do, like set up like a little roller coaster down the stairs to try and don't scream.
Exactly. I'll
like that episode of Doctor Who, like don't blink.
Yeah. You can do it. You just got to train yourself.
And on that happy note, we'll catch you guys next week.
Bye.
Bye.
Diz Down Under is intended for entertainment and information purposes only. Any external audio played on this podcast is for the purpose of discussion and are the property of the copyright holders. All original content is the property of Diz Down Under, a podcast produced by the Gentlemen of Pop Culture, all rights reserved. This podcast has been brought to you by the Gentlemen of Pop Culture.